If you ask someone 20 years ago who would earn more money, a Hollywood movie star or a YouTuber, the answer would have been obvious. Movie stars were the pinnacle of entertainment. They appeared on giant cinema screens, signed multi-million-dollar contracts, walked red carpets, and became household names across the world. YouTubers, on the other hand, didn't even exist as a career. But today, that entire equation has flipped. One of the highest earning entertainers in the world isn't an actor, singer, or athlete. It's MrBeast. What's even more surprising is that he isn't making more money because YouTube pays better than Hollywood. In reality, YouTube ad revenue is only a small piece of a much larger business empire. The real reason MrBeast earns more than many Hollywood stars is because he owns almost every part of the value chain, instead of simply being paid by someone else. Hollywood's biggest names are still employees in a system controlled by studios, while MrBeast has built his own system from the ground up. Think about how Hollywood works. A studio spends hundreds of millions of dollars making a movie. They hire actors, directors, writers, editors, visual effects teams, and marketers. Once the movie is released, ticket sales, streaming rights, merchandise, and licensing deals generate revenue for the studio. The actors receive impressive paychecks, sometimes tens of millions of dollars for a single film, but after production ends, the money continues flowing primarily to the company that owns the movie. Even when actors negotiate profit-sharing deals, they're still receiving only a portion of revenue from intellectual property they don't own. Disney owns Marvel. Warner Brothers owns DC. Universal owns Fast and Furious. The actors are valuable, but they are still working inside someone else's business. MrBeast operates in an entirely different world. He doesn't work for a studio because he is the studio. He doesn't wait for someone to approve his ideas or finance his projects. He owns his production company, controls the content, owns the audience, manages distribution, and decides exactly how revenue is generated. Every successful video strengthens assets that belong to him rather than another corporation. One of the biggest advantages MrBeast has is direct access to hundreds of millions of followers across multiple platforms. Hollywood stars often depend on studios spending enormous marketing budgets to attract audiences. Without advertisements, trailers, billboards, television appearances, and media interviews, many films struggle to generate attention. MrBeast skips almost all of that because his audience voluntarily subscribes to watch whatever he uploads. The moment he publishes a new video, millions of people receive notifications immediately. There are no theater chains, television networks, or streaming platforms standing between him and his viewers. That direct relationship is incredibly valuable because it removes middlemen. In business, whoever owns the customer relationship usually captures the largest share of profits, and MrBeast owns one of the most powerful customer relationships in modern entertainment. Many people assume YouTube ads are the primary source of his wealth, but that's far from the truth. Advertising revenue certainly brings in millions of dollars every month, especially considering his massive view counts, but most successful creators understand that ad revenue alone has limitations. Advertisers determine rates based on geography, viewer demographics, seasonality, and economic conditions. CPMs fluctuate constantly, making ad revenue unpredictable. MrBeast recognized this years ago and began building businesses that could earn money regardless of YouTube's advertising market. Every upload doesn't simply generate ad revenue. It drives customers toward products and companies that he owns. Instead of depending entirely on YouTube's payment system, his videos function as one of the world's most effective marketing engines. Perhaps the clearest example is Feastables. Instead of promoting another company's products for sponsorship income, MrBeast created his own snack brand. Millions of viewers already trusted his recommendations, so launching a consumer product gave him the opportunity to convert audience attention into direct sales. Every viral video creates awareness for Feastables without requiring traditional advertising campaigns costing hundreds of millions of dollars. A television commercial during the Super Bowl is incredibly expensive and reaches viewers for only a few seconds. A MrBeast video can accumulate hundreds of millions of views over several years while subtly introducing his products to audiences around the world. That's an enormous competitive advantage because his marketing costs are dramatically lower than companies that need to purchase every advertisement. His business model also benefits from something economists call vertical integration. Instead of outsourcing every step of production, he controls much of the creative and operational process. His team develops ideas, films content, edits videos, negotiates partnerships, manages merchandise, analyzes audience data, and reinvests profits into even larger productions. Because so much remains inside his organization, more revenue stays within the company instead of being distributed across dozens of outside businesses. Hollywood productions, by comparison, involve large numbers of contractors, agencies, distributors, exhibitors, unions, and intermediaries, each taking a percentage of the money generated. MrBeast's operation is leaner, faster, and more adaptable. Another reason he earns so much is the incredible lifespan of internet content. A Hollywood movie often experiences its biggest financial success within weeks of release. After the theatrical run, revenue gradually declines before moving to streaming platforms and television licensing. YouTube videos operate differently. A video uploaded years ago can continue attracting millions of viewers every month through recommendations and search results. That means a single successful upload can keep generating advertising revenue, attracting subscribers, and promoting products for years. His entire catalog effectively becomes a growing collection of digital assets that continue producing income long after filming has ended. Every new upload also introduces new viewers to older videos, creating a cycle where the library strengthens itself over time. Data is another major advantage. Every click, watch duration, thumbnail test, title variation, audience retention graph, and demographic insight provides immediate feedback. MrBeast's team studies this information obsessively. If viewers lose interest after 4 minutes, they identify why. If a thumbnail increases click-through rates by 2%, they know almost instantly. Hollywood often waits months to measure success through ticket sales or television ratings. By then, the movie is already finished and cannot be changed. Digital creators receive real-time information that allows continuous improvement. Over hundreds of videos, even tiny increases in viewer retention translate into millions of additional views and enormous increases in revenue. One of the smartest aspects of MrBeast's strategy is his willingness to reinvest extraordinary amounts of money back into his content. Most businesses maximize short-term profits by reducing expenses. MrBeast often does the opposite. Instead of extracting every dollar, he spends enormous sums making videos more entertaining than anything previously uploaded. Bigger prizes, more elaborate sets, higher production quality, and increasingly ambitious concepts create videos that people can't ignore. Those larger productions attract more viewers, which generates more revenue, allowing even bigger investments in future content. It's a powerful feedback loop that becomes increasingly difficult for competitors to match because each success finances an even larger one. Global accessibility also plays a huge role. A Hollywood blockbuster might require distribution agreements across different countries, language dubbing, cinema availability, and staggered release schedules. MrBeast uploads a video and millions of people across the globe can watch it immediately. His team even creates dubbed versions in multiple languages, allowing him to reach audiences that traditional English language creators often miss. That dramatically expands his total addressable market. More viewers mean more ad revenue, stronger brand recognition, larger product sales, and greater negotiating power with sponsors and business partners. Speaking of sponsors, MrBeast negotiates from a position of enormous strength. Companies don't just pay for exposure, they pay for access to one of the most engaged audiences on the internet. His viewers don't simply watch passively. They comment, share, subscribe, and actively discuss his content across social media. Engagement is often more valuable than raw audience size because engaged viewers are more likely to purchase products or remember brands. This allows sponsorship deals worth millions of dollars for a single video. Yet, unlike many creators who rely heavily on sponsorship income, these partnerships are just one revenue stream among many. Hollywood celebrities frequently build personal brands through endorsements, but those deals usually depend on maintaining public popularity. MrBeast's business goes much deeper. His videos themselves are the engine driving every other venture. Each upload strengthens his reputation, increases subscribers, promotes his products, attracts sponsors, recruits talented employees, and creates opportunities for future expansion. Rather than relying on one paycheck at a time, he has built an interconnected ecosystem where every piece reinforces every other piece. That's why his business scales so efficiently. More viewers don't simply mean more ad revenue. They improve every branch of the company simultaneously. Another overlooked factor is ownership of intellectual property. MrBeast owns the formats, concepts, branding, production processes, and enormous library of videos his company creates. These are long term assets with lasting value. Hollywood actors may become famous for playing iconic characters, but the rights to those characters usually belong to studios. MrBeast owns the brand that millions of people specifically choose to watch. That ownership creates flexibility. He can expand into television, food products, gaming, merchandise, licensing, live events, or entirely new industries without asking permission from anyone. The internet has also dramatically reduced barriers to scaling a business. A traditional television network might broadcast to millions but requires enormous infrastructure, licensing agreements, satellite systems, and regional partnerships. YouTube provides global distribution infrastructure almost instantly. MrBeast can focus resources on creating content instead of building broadcasting technology. In many ways, platforms like YouTube have done for video what cloud computing did for software companies. They eliminated massive startup costs, allowing creators to scale far more quickly than traditional media companies ever could. Perhaps the biggest lesson isn't actually about MrBeast at all. It's about the changing economics of entertainment. For decades, success meant getting hired by the biggest companies. Today, technology allows creators to become the company themselves. Audience ownership has become more valuable than celebrity status alone. Distribution has become democratized. Data enables constant optimization. Brands can be built directly with consumers without relying on traditional gatekeepers. MrBeast simply recognized these shifts earlier than almost anyone else and built his business around them. That's why comparing his income directly with Hollywood salaries misses the bigger picture. A movie star earns enormous fees because they're hired to perform. MrBeast earns enormous amounts because he owns the platform built around his creativity. He's not just collecting a paycheck, he's building equity in businesses that continue growing every time another video goes viral. In many ways, he's less like an actor and more like the founder of a rapidly expanding media conglomerate. The videos are simply the product everyone sees, while the business operating behind them is what generates extraordinary wealth. As technology continues evolving, this model is likely to become even more common. Future creators won't just aim to become famous, they'll aim to own audiences, products, intellectual property, and entire business ecosystems. Hollywood isn't disappearing, but its monopoly on entertainment economics certainly is. The biggest stars of tomorrow may never appear in a blockbuster movie because they'll be too busy building companies around audiences they've cultivated themselves. And that's ultimately why MrBeast makes more than many Hollywood stars. He didn't just change how entertainment is created, he changed who gets to own the value it creates.